we got the people out there. Sha Li is a pseudonym to protect the identities of people who inspired characters. She lives and breathes and would love to hear from you on Facebook at Sha Li or shaauthor.com.
Thank
you very much.
So this is a painting I did of a face that turned out to be the face of my primary character, an American woman who gets a job in Beijing. All these different things happen around her. So here's the next excerpt. Fragrant Hills. That's the name of the neighborhood in Beijing where the officials have their official buildings. June 18. The morning, Mai, that's the woman I'm talking about, returns to Fragrant Hills, begins with a hurried shower and cup of coffee. Pulling a gray university polo t-shirt on over pink chinos, she rides down the elevator several minutes late, wondering, what's the big emergency? Huang's driver greets her with a sour expression. If she thinks this is early, it's at least an hour later than he had to get on the road to pick up Dalaoban's special staff. He listens to Peking opera with the volume turned up the entire ride back to the compound. At the office, Huang is this good-looking guy who is an actor. I don't know the actor's name, but in my imagination, this is what he would look like as a high-ranking military man. At the office, Huang is waiting for her, sitting at her desk. "ZHAO, Chiao Mai. What's the big emergency, General?" she asks, walking to a windowsill of plants and inspecting them. "MENG died. You know, Ronald ZHAO returned." So Ronald ZHAO, that's the guy that fell off, was in the water. He's returned now. He rises and makes way for her to sit and says, "Dui, jidao, I know." He knew of it the same moment she did. When Lawrence Wright called her in the limo last week, Fuhui's Spychat app alerted him. They regard each other silently while Private Sha Li nervously shuffles papers at his desk. "What now?" asked Mai, lowering her eyes, resigned to her role. "My nomination has been made. I give a presentation this week. We have one chance to influence the panel. What's the schedule? Li will give you whatever you need." The big man gestures to the private, who hands a small stack of papers to Mai. She studies the entries from page to page. "Everything is TBA, to be announced, location, time. What's that about?" "Oh, the make war nuren." Always with the questions. "I like that. I see what I can do. Does it matter a great deal? Are they going to let you use a PowerPoint? For what are we supposed to be prepared? How many minutes long? When can we hand out the packet?" "I see," he says, seeing nothing. The way of global communication is subtle and effective. He struggles to grasp the timing concept, frowning. "It's not enough that you've been a tough champion of the people and rooted out gobs of corruption. You have to tell them what you've done, and video, really powerful stuff. Can we use any of the bust video from Xi'an? The really powerful video from Lianyungang has already filtered through the selection committee. Mai doesn't know it, but the t-shirt contest clip has made the rounds. Huang paid 1,000 yuan to the karaoke host for a copy of the video made by the sleazy entrepreneur. He knew it was a matter of time before it would circulate farther. It's been a stressful series of days at the compound with many demands on her, and without understanding what's expected or if she's doing a good job. She pedals home to a quiet apartment and eats leftovers and ramen noodles with tea eggs for supper. She showers, climbs into bed, and boots up Pepe when she hears the door lock unlatch. She listens to Fuhui's heavy stride, the sound of his trousers falling to the floor, and more rustling sounds before his figure emerges from behind a screen and climbs onto her bed. "Ah," he sighs, resting his large, handsome head against the pillowed headboard. "Mai, you leave your old phone at the flat." "Dui, you are getting calls. Okay to message your new number to Wright and Zhao Xiansheng." His phone rings from the pile of clothes on the floor, and he ignores it. Stopping for a minute, it starts ringing again. With a deep sigh, he rolls over and reaches for the noisy gadget. 喂，你好，也可以等一下。Okay, bye-bye. Nomination worries claim his allegiance. He swings his feet onto the cool stone tile floor. Your husband is studying Korean in his free time. What free time, she asks, when he's not studying Marxism, haha. The court administrator has assigned Private Li to give Martin Xinsheng daily lessons, he says, pulling his t-shirt back over his head and stretching his muscular arms through the sleeves. Oh, that's really great, Fuhui. Every day? I wish I had daily Mandarin lessons, she says, resting her head on her hand, propped up by her elbow on the pillow. Simple, I make it happen. Come here, Mai. Come to me. Let me put my arms around you. He twists and reaches for her. She lays her head on his lap while he strokes her face. On impulse, he pulls back her hair and runs his fat fingertips over the outside of her ears. Mai, are you a liar? Most of the time, no. What is this tiny thing in your ear? What thing? An earring? This. He guides her tapered fingers to a hard spot. You're paranoid, Fuhui. It's nothing. He shrugs and picks 3 similar coins off the nightstand where Mike keeps a glass candy dish filled with spare coins, loose batteries, subway tokens, condoms, and jewelry. The silver-colored nickels at a denomination of 100 something very small are stamped with a bouquet of camellias on the reverse. Do you know, Martin Tai, how to tell fortune with Chinese coins, he asks. No. I show you the future of New China like this, he says, dropping the 3 coins onto the table. Write this, he orders. Out of a drawer, Mai retrieves a pumpkin-colored booklet fastened with an elastic band and opens it at the back on a fresh page. Make 2 lines like this, he says, taking the pencil from her and beginning a hexagram at the bottom. He does this 5 more times. Some of the lines are straight, some are broken, depending on which sides of the coins show. Look in my coat. Here, just give it to me. Feeling in the inside lapel pocket, he locates a small black-bound booklet and thumbs through the pages, worn from use, the I Ching. This hexagram is called P. Holding together, he says, pointing to the Chinese characters for Mai to see. Holding together brings good fortune. Inquire of the oracle once again. There is no blame. Those who are uncertain gradually join. Whoever comes too late meets with misfortune. Fuhui copies the entry into her notebook in Chinese and returns it to her. What does that mean? Everything yields to the ruler, a man of strong will in a leading position. That sounds like you. Not me, Liang Wenbo. He convinces the people that their true interest lies in holding together with the ruler. Fuhui studies the passage again. It is omened for good fortune. He doesn't mention that 6 in the 3rd place warns of holding together with the wrong people. We take 1 step farther. Deng Yixia, he makes more marks in Mai's booklet and pages through his book to find another passage. The sight of it shocks. Revolution. Ulti. He closes the booklet and replaces it in his coat pocket. I'm here to keep you warm and safe. Wo jidao Fuhui, you are a really super guy. The whole planet depends on your wisdom. Martin Tai, is this sarcastic humor? Please explain. I'm an American, Fuhui. No matter what happens, what's the worst they can do? I'm sent home. Oh, Dui, that would be the worst outcome. I trust you, you trust me. That's what we have. Nothing more. We are meant to be. Yunfen spoke to me the first time we met. That was after Rick Martin's abduction rescue last winter, when he was recovering from drug addiction and the wound to his head at the 301 military hospital. Dway, I remember you and Gao were there. Because of you, Rick got the treatment he needed. He was really messed up. Fang Shang Ganxin Ni. The public furor against Iran and Chaoxian dirty tricks was in the news for weeks. You are my competitive edge. None of the candidates have such as you. The television and print media, as you teach me, advances my name above the others. Now the feats of our bust in Xi'an are on everyone's tongue. You do this for me. I'm so glad I found you. Tai hao le. When do I go back? You are thinking of him? Dui? He pushes her off the bed and stands. I'm the one you dream of. You come to me, Fuhui. That's who, he asserts. Leaving the mellow comfort of her apartment and climbing into his waiting limousine in the dark. No moon tonight.